guys, welcome back, and it's time to talk about my favorite lashes and brushes for 2016. So I've got a bunch to talk about it, so I'm just going to jump right into it. So the first brush I want to talk about is, and I want to preface this by saying these are brushes that I use every single day. Every single day you see me using them in my tutorials. These are brushes that I'm always reaching for, and usually that I have multiple of. So the first one I want to talk about is the BRC S08 brush. This is a synthetic hair brush from Coastal Scents. I love it. It is a great detail brush, but unlike a lot of detail brushes that are flat, this one has a little bit of fluffiness to it, so it's great for blending out shadows right underneath the eye and the inner corner. Stunning brush. Absolutely love that one. This brush is actually from Sephora. This is called their angled liner brush, and I use this in my brows. This is the perfect brow brush for me because it is stiff enough to where it's going to keep its shape, especially around the tail, but it also has enough give in it to really blend out the powder in my eyebrows. I think this is a stunning brush. I really want to buy a backup. I bought this in a set a couple years ago. It was like $100 something value, and I got it for $28. Such a good brush for your brows. Really has become my go-to. Like, I kind of panic if I can't find this one. Next, let's talk about this brush, and I do have multiple of these. This is the Wet n Wild Fluffy Brush. This is such a good little brush, and I love this brush to lay down my first color of my transition is generally what I use this for. And the reason why I like that is because it's soft to really blend out and lay down color, but it doesn't blend it out. It doesn't apply it too intensely. So you're gonna get a beautiful wash of color that's really soft, really well transitioned and blended out. And I mean, it's just a great little brush. I think I have like 2 or 3 of these. I mean, and it's $1. I mean, such a great brush. This is my go-to fluffy brush of all the ones that I have because it is so soft. It's cruelty free, it's Wet n Wild, and it's just the way it deposits color is stunning. Couple other brushes from Coastal Scents that I really love. These are all dirty because I use them today. This is the BRC S02 and the BRC S03. These are just, you know, different sizes of pretty much the same brush. I love Coastal Scents brushes, guys. I love these brushes because they're flat, they have got that pinched ferrule, and they're stiff enough to where they're really good for packing on color. Generally what I'll do is I'll use the BRC S03 to really get color all over my eye, that first initial base color, and I'll go in and use the BRC S02 to really pack on color, whatever brow bone highlight that I'm using. And the reason why I like these is because they are stiff enough to really pack color on with some impact, but because they're also fluffy enough and they've got this nice taper, they're good for really kind of getting in the crease, or you can flip it kind of vertically and really blend out shadow. So you can apply shadow to the brow bone and then blend it into the transition, and it just makes it really easy, really nice to use. Again, these are synthetic, just great multi-purpose brushes. Guys, you know it, this brush right here, I have, I think 6 or 7 of these. 6 or 7, that's ridiculous, but I use them in my kit too. This is the BR250 Pro Blend Fluff Brush. This is such a great blush. I mean, this is such a great brush. It is great for what I use this one for, where I will use this blush to lay down my transition color. I will use this blending brush to get, because it's got a nice tapered edge to it. Again, it has a pinched ferrule, so you can lay it flat and really work it into your crease, or you can turn it vertically and really like just work to blend things out. But that tapered edge is really good for just picking up some of the deeper eyeshadows that I like to use in my outer corner and in the deeper part of my crease, and really get them in there and deposit that color and then blend them out in such a beautiful way. I mean, of all the brushes that I'm talking about, this is in my top 3. This brush, I could not do without this brush. That's a lie. I could do without this brush. I don't want to do without this brush because I love it so much, and it's so inexpensive. I think I paid like $3 for mine. So they're pretty durable. I mean, they're not the most high-end, highly made brushes. They're not going to be like a, you know, a MAC brush or a Wayne Goss brush where it's going to, you know, stay together for years and years. But if I can get a good 3 years of use out of one of these $3 brushes, I am not complaining. Another brush from Coastal Scents that I absolutely love, you guys have seen me use this a lot in my tutorials, is the Coastal Scents BRC S06 brush. Again, I like these kind of pinched ferrule brushes. So it's got a pinched ferrule, it's got a nice taper to it, but it's very soft, very fluffy, and it's great for blending out color. And my favorite way to do this is because it is got that pinched ferrule, I can lay it flat. I can really blend out whatever color I'm smoking underneath my lower lash line without it getting down too low. It's big enough to where it's gonna blend beautifully and not deposit color in a weird way, but it's skinny enough to where it's not going to drag it down too far, and it's just perfect. It's perfect for underneath the eye. This would also be great in the crease. I just prefer to use it underneath my eye. Next brush I want to talk about is the e.l.f. Small Tapered Brush. I love this brush for when I want a really, really intense highlight. Again, it's really soft. I love e.l.f. brushes. It's got a nice taper to it, so it's really good for just kind of packing highlight right around where you want it and not getting it everywhere. I mean, I don't know what else much else to say about it than that. It's just great for highlighter, and that's what I use it for, really love it for. And I think e.l.f. brushes are really nice quality, and especially for the price. Let's talk about a couple of foundation brushes. This one's dirty because I used it today. This is my BR110 brush. I think it's called the Pro Blend brush or something like that. This is a great kabuki brush, especially for more liquidy foundation. I really like using this with my NARS All Day Weightless Luminous Foundation. I just feel like it doesn't pick up so much of the product. It's good for really stippling it on and then blending it out on the outer portions of my face. Again, I use these in my kit. I have about 4 of these. Such great little brushes. They're very soft, synthetic. I mean, just an awesome little kabuki brush. And then I love this brush. This is the Wet n Wild Flat Top. I think it's called the Flat Top Foundation Brush or the Flat Top Powder Brush. And I love this brush for cushion foundations. I love this brush with my Lumi Cushion Foundation from L'Oreal, and I find where this one is a little bit more stiff, the softness of this one and the pliability of this brush in comparison to the 110 is really nice for depositing that very light coverage, very liquidy foundation. It's just because that foundation is a little bit less substantial than the NARS, I feel like using a softer, more pliable brush just does it more of a service because it doesn't push it around as much. It just kind of works with the foundation to really meld it into your skin. So again, guys, some of these brushes are just preferences with certain products, but I definitely love it, and I think it's a great little foundation brush, and it's like $2. All right, guys, this is one of those oval face brushes that I got off the Home app or the Wish app. I paid $8 for a set of 10 brushes, and I've got to say, it is not the fanciest, prettiest brush you're ever going to look at, but this is a great foundation brush, especially with heavier foundations, even lighter foundations. It just works really well. It's really smooth. It gives you a nice airbrush finish. I mean, I think with any of these oval brushes, I mean, I think you're going to do really well with any of them, especially if they're as densely packed as these. I just wanted to try them out, not spend a whole bunch of money, but I ended up really, really liking this brush. So I think I will use some of the smaller ones for like contour and blush, but really I wouldn't go out and buy a big set of these. I'd buy one brush. I wouldn't spend, whatever the artiste price is, because I just don't think I don't know, I just don't see that justifiable personally. But go out and buy one of these little knockoff ones and just get a nice foundation brush, and you are gonna love it for your foundation if you're somebody who just wants something to blend out quickly and evenly and not lose a lot of product in the actual brush because it's so densely packed. Let's talk about some more brushes that I got from the Home app. And these are knockoffs of higher end brands, but I was like, well, I'll try them and see, if they're crap quality. These brushes were $1 a piece. You guys have seen me use this brush so much. I believe this is like a knockoff or a dupe. Let's put it that way. It's a dupe for the IT Cosmetics big fluffy brush. I'm not sure what the name is, but I'll list it down below. So super soft. I love this for powder. Obviously I used it today for powder. I love using this with my ambient lighting powder palette. So for a $1 brush, I mean, I can wash it. It doesn't shed. It's still soft. It feels great. I mean, for my big old head, it is great for powder. So I love that brush. So again, if I can find these online, I'll link them down below. But really, if you go to like AliExpress or Wish or anything like that, you're going to be able to find these types of brushes. And this is a knockoff of a NARS brush. And I was one of those brushes that's like $65, and I was like, well, I saw it on there, and I was like, oh, well, I'll try it out and see if I even like the style of brush. I really do. It's really soft. I love using this with the NARS crystal powder to set underneath my eye, and I also like using this for highlight when I want kind of a less intense highlight, because it is so soft. It's going to just give me a very soft sheen and deposit color very lightly on the cheek. So this has also been a big favorite of mine. And finally, guys, you knew it was coming. I have like 5 of these. This is the BRC S25. I remember the name. I can never remember the name of this one. This is such a great multi-purpose brush. Again, it's got a pinched ferrule. So I literally will use this for my contour, for my bronzer, for my blush, and sometimes I'll even use it for my highlight. I just love it. It's, again, it's synthetic. It's a really, really soft brush. These hold up really well against washings, at least in my experience. It's just great because of the pinched ferrule. It's really good for getting into the cheekbones and really carving it out, and then also using it. So I'll use it like this way to carve out my cheekbones with my contour. I'll use it more vertically to really apply my blush. And because it's so soft and fluffy, it's just great for blending out color. This is just one of those essential brushes for me that I absolutely adore. And I know you guys see me use it all the time, but it's because I just enjoy it so much. So yeah, definitely this one and the Pro Blend Fluff Brush, and what was the other one? And these are my top 3 brushes. So the Pro Blend Fluff Brush from Coastal Scents, the BRC S25 from Coastal Scents, and the Fluffy Brush from Wet n Wild have been probably my top 3 brushes this year. So good. All right, guys, and I almost forgot to talk about these, but you hear me talk about these all the time. They're so janky. These are my Mash brushes. Now, I got a set of Mash brushes of like 20 of them about 3 or 4 years ago from a friend, and it's just a little online Amazon company, but they came with like 12 different flat shader brushes, and I love them. They're great. I believe they're synthetic hair, but they're so firm. They're so good for packing on color, and I love the variety of shapes. So you get this one that's kind of weirdly angled, which is really good for getting in the inner and the outer corner of the eye. You get ones like that are just kind of more traditional. You get thicker ones, you get bigger ones. I mean, it's just so great. I think that investing in just a bunch of flat shader brushes that are really good for packing on color is so invaluable, because they're, for the most part, really, really inexpensive. And I mean, they're just so multi-purpose. You can just use them for so many things. So these have really been a standout for me this year. Again, if I'll link down, if I can find the exact set, I'll link it down below. But if not, I'll link something similar, because these are just great little brushes, and you have seen me use them a bunch, especially when I'm foiling eyeshadows, which you guys know I love to do. And before we want to get into lashes, I also wanted to mention this sponge. This is the Real Techniques beauty sponge. It is so good. I love the way it feels. It's soft. You can see how dirty mine is. So mine has dried down a little bit, but they're so soft. I love this flat edge on the sponge, especially for getting right underneath my eye to blend out concealer, apply powder if I'm baking. I mean, it's just such a great sponge. It's $5. I mean, you can't go wrong. I don't see spending $20 on a beauty blender. And again, I've never had a beauty blender, so that's me speaking somewhat out of ignorance. But if this works as well as it does for me, you know, I'm happy with it right now. And this is just, I've gone through like 3 or 4 of these this year. So super, super great sponge. I highly recommend you trying it if you haven't already. All right, guys, and just to finish up with some lashes, I just want to talk about some that I've really kind of been enjoying this year, and just overall, you know, just kind of some brands. So first off, I love Kiss lashes. I've really enjoyed their Blooming Lash Natural Flourish collection. It's a multi-angle lash, so when you're looking at it from the side, it's got different levels to it, and it's really dimensional and just looks very, very natural. Plus, Kiss is really good about having a tapered cut to their lashes, so it's not blunt cut, which means it's just going to have a more natural look on the eye. I also love the Kiss Ritzy lashes. Those are probably my all-time favorite lashes. I just don't have a pair right now, which I don't know why I don't have a pair. But yeah, this is actually in the style, what style are you? Oh, this is actually in the style Daisy, but they're all flower themed. So these are really good. I highly recommend those. You guys know I love Salon Perfect, and I love their Demi Wispies, but I've been branching out a bunch this year, and I have really, really been enjoying their black, or their 615s. These are great when I'm doing a more open, rounded eye look. So I know I usually go with a tapered cat eye type of effect, but I love how these open up my eye. They're also one of those lashes that they give so much drama and so much effect, but because they're so thin in the middle, that they're going to give that drama without covering up whatever you're doing on the eye. So I like to use these with halo eyes, that kind of thing. And you know, you want to be able to see the effect of the eyeshadow, and I feel like these give just enough to the lashes to really open up the eye and draw the attention there to where you can still see the what's going on with your eyeshadow, which is really important. And then these I love when I'm just going for all out crazy in your face glamour. These are the 616s. These are insane. They are super thick. super wispy at the end. They're just fun. I just really like these. I think they're a blast to wear. They're gonna have a thicker band, so they're gonna be a little bit more difficult to work with, but I don't even care because I just love the glamorous, super crazy, over the top effect when I wear these lashes. You guys know I love my Cherry Blossom lashes. A pair that I've just been loving, especially for the more structured looks, are the Cherry Blossom 119s. Again, these are gonna have more of a blunt cut. They're a cheaper lash, but I really enjoy them. They hold up really well. I just love them. I think they add a lot of fun flirtiness to any look, especially if you're doing like crazy cut creases, cat eyes, that kind of thing. And I've just found myself really enjoying these over the past few months. Another brand in general I've really been enjoying, I love their Demi Wispies, but I've been loving this pair as well, are the 523s from Broadway Eyes. These are just, again, a beautiful kind of, these do have a blunt cut to them, but they're so wispy and gorgeous and fluttery you wouldn't even know. So they look really natural while adding a lot of volume and length to your lashes. These lashes I really enjoy when I'm not doing a wing and I'm just want to do some mascara, my whatever eye look I'm doing, and then throw on some lashes. These have been kind of my go-to and I really like them. I like the band. It's very flexible, just simple, easy to use. So yeah, those have just been some lashes that I've really been loving this year, guys. All right, guys, so yeah, those are my favorite lash and brush favorites for the year. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope it was fun. Let me know what your thoughts are down below and let me know what your favorites were for this year. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for hanging with me this week and watching this craziness and hearing me talk about product. You guys have got to be sick of me by now. I promise I am not going to be uploading every single day. Starting next week, my goal is going to be to do about 3 videos a week, maybe at most 5. That's a lot. So, but definitely 3. I'm not going to have a set schedule just because my life is kind of crazy right now and work can get a little crazy to where they might all be on the weekend. It might be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It might be like, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but my goal for 2017 is to get 3 videos up a week. So just be looking for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you as always for hanging out and talking about makeup with me. Guys, I'm wishing you the best, happiest, most amazing 2017. I love you so much and I'll see you next time. Bye.